A former Edison Township school principal is suing the Board of Education because he says he was fired because he was gay. A member of the Board of Education circulated a letter outraged and upset about what she calls egregious behavior on the part of Timothy Hart, the former Edison Township principal, who is now employed in Livingston as a principal. Board of Education met his contract not renewed. One of the points of contention that Teresa Ward, who wrote the letter to the board saying that this guy should be terminated or at least not renewed, she referred to him as a hussy. And he's saying that is a derogatory term, and he was in fact fired because he was gay. I've got his attorney with us now. Armin McComber is here representing former principal in Edison, Timothy Hart. Armin, how are you?
Good evening, Bill. Glad to be with you.
All right. So I just need to understand. So she used this term brazen hussy in the letter. That seems to be front and center in your lawsuit against the Board of Education. But it sounds like, at least according to the letter, there was a lot more to this conversation about not renewing him.
Apparently, and again, it wasn't just brazen hussy, which, I would challenge anyone. You'd never use that term to refer to a heterosexual man. She also wrote, someone with his proclivities shouldn't be involved in educating children, and he should be removed before he does something really weird.
Certainly, this letter from Teresa Ward, the Board of Education member, would constitute one complaint. She actually referred to the environment as a hostile work environment, having to work with your client.
We didn't even know about the letter until after his termination. So, Teresa Ward is one member of the Board of Education. She's not to be running around, Bill, conducting her own investigation about what she thinks is a hostile work environment or not. That's not her role as a Board of Education member. Without that letter, we wouldn't have known what really happened. It would have been a total mystery as to why this man was non-renewed. Thank goodness that Ms. Ward apparently feels entitled enough to display her bigotry openly for everyone to see. But it's pretty rare in these cases, Bill, where somebody feels so entitled to be on display.
Thanks, Armin.
I think this letter was completely inappropriate. And don't tell me you don't know what she meant by the term brazen hussy. I mean, what other context could you use it in? And she also talked about having weird proclivities. I think it's completely inappropriate. There may have been valid claims against this principal, but when you start using biased language like that,
so
you automatically open yourself up for investigation.
The Board of Education, which has a duty to evaluate these employees, if she had all these other issues, it's completely undone because they're sensitive over an accusation of a word?
We don't know, but they've certainly opened a door with the speech and language that she used in the letter. For somebody like Armin and his client now to rightfully sue, and what they will do is they will put these board members under oath in depositions, and they will find out truly what was going on.
If you were fired from your job and you didn't know why, and then you see a letter attacking your ethnicity, your gender, your sexual orientation, of course you'd be in your right mind to sue.
That's actually not what happened. When I read this letter, one term, and there's a full list of things that the theme was hostile work environment.
Actually,
there was only one reference to brazen hussy. Everything else was about the work environment.
The superintendent said he was going to reappoint him. So I think this is basically.
I'd like to see a judge finally just rule and say we got to stop being so hypersensitive in society, and let's evaluate it on the merits of the accusation. 5 board members, that can't all be bigots.
And we'll find out what was really going on.
All right, thanks, guys.